Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session here at the Fit Fighter Podcast, the podcast gym from Inspirational Fitness Talk. I'm your host, TJ Williams, certified APA fitness instructor, as well as Les Mills body combat instructor, here to give you the insight of my fitness journey, discussing and analyzing fitness-based subjects, and highlight individuals involved in fitness, past, present, and future. All right, so for those who just joined me for the first time, this is a pre-recorded episode, so whatever I talk about in this episode is either coming up or it's already passed. And just thinking about it, we are almost close to the end of April, which means May is on its way, which we have a lot of things going on in May. Of course, we got Star Wars Day, May the 4th, and then May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. All right, and then of course Mother's Day, and finally ending it with Memorial Day. So I hope everybody's looking forward to a good May, because spring should be here already. I need my energy with the heat. All right, no more cold.
Yeah.
All right, so of course I got a guest with me today. Of course, she comes from Buffalo, New York, so I'm pretty much in the Western New York area, so that's real good. All right, she's a group fitness and dance instructor, personal trainer, and a nutrition consultant. All right, also she's a fitness competitor. We'll talk about that later, and of course she says she's passionate about faith, fitness, and serving others while motivating them to be the best version of themselves. So I'd like to introduce everybody to Jessica Grover. So she's decided to she's basically given her time to be on the show to talk about her adventure. So I'm gonna introduce her to you. How we doing, Jessica?
Hey, thanks for having me. And I love your podcast. Very cool. I love when people just share information about fitness and, love movement therapy. It's cool. We have that in common.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it kind of helps me with my fitness situation. I always gotta get some new ideas.
Yeah. You're full of them too.
Right. So how's everything going for you?
Oh, it's going great. Yeah. So teaching fitness and then hitting workouts hard, getting ready for like more competitions and stuff. I'm new to bikini competing and been wanting to do it for so long and finally just opened that door and fell in love with it. So I've been training hard and then training others and life is at the gym. So it's been
Yeah,
good. It's productive.
yeah, yeah, we're going to definitely get into your competition little bit later in the podcast. But of course, you're going to bring us back in time before everything happened to you now. So, all right. So the first two questions I got to ask: describe yourself before getting into fitness, and what was your biggest push going into fitness?
I was always an active kid, so a lot of energy. So I was in dance and cheer and gymnastics and all that stuff. So I can't really remember a time where I wasn't training for something or had some kind of like athletic goal in mind. And I started really hitting the gym um, during cheer off season, and I was in track. And I had my best friend was a football player, and he got really buff really quick. He went from being like overweight and whatever, and he really wanted to like hit his like football kind of goals and stuff. So he was in the gym a lot and he's my best friend. And so I started working out with the football players in the off season for cheer. And so I was in the gym with them at about 14 or 15. And that kind of began my like love for lifting weights when I had always kind of focused on like endurance or flexibility and kind of tumbling and stuff like that. Throwing other people in the air, but it really helped with cheer and that kind of thing. I went from being a flyer to a base, and I really wanted to be able to lift people, and that was my goal. But I was really skinny, like my whole life, couldn't gain weight until I was about like 17, 18, and then you can't get it off. But so my love for lifting came from like working out with the football players. And I have to say, like, they were actually a lot more welcoming than like the cheer and dance community. There's like an attitude that comes with cheer and dance. And you're in the same team, but you're competing. They're always so competitive. And I found that in the gym and then with football and with guys lifting, like there's a fun competition involved and you can kind of just not take yourself too seriously. So I really fell in love with that gym atmosphere because it was a lot less like you can make fun of yourself, make fun of others and enjoy it. So I really fell in love with lifting. So I can't really remember a time where I wasn't physically active, but the gym started pretty early. And I guess the drawback was like, it was funny seeing myself so little. And I was like, oh, I want these like big arms. And I've been training a long time. It's hard to gain size. So, and I was like vegan for a long time and I didn't notice like a big difference until I started like getting kind of more full protein and focusing on that. So I guess in the beginning it was tough just being like, oh, I really want to gain size and it takes a long time and you can get really anxious about that. And even now in trying to build for competition and stuff, if they're like ectomorph, where you're kind of like tall, lean bean pole, it's hard to get that mass. And so a lot of people might have that naturally or not have to work as hard to gain muscle, but I've had to work hard for a long time for what I have. So
Yeah, that's quite a story, definitely. About for
yeah.
you working out with the football players. Normally, cheerleaders just like go out on the dates with and go to prom with
Yeah.
but you're just like you
It
want
was
to
one
get
of the
as
bros.
oh yeah, I'm surprised. Did they actually play football?
Yeah. Yeah, but their workouts were hard. And so I just started like, grinding out with them and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
And they weren't like weird, like, oh, you're a girl in here or whatever. Like it just became kind of one of the bros and I really enjoyed that atmosphere. It always made me feel more welcome in the gym, kind of having had that start with them.
yeah. Kind of reminds me of that movie Little Giants. Yeah,
Oh yeah, so good.
yeah. Becky Icebox. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so definitely that's definitely got you started with fitness, and then from there you just kind of follow up. So what would you say
Mhm.
your biggest challenge starting out? Like you didn't actually get it right away.
Yeah, I think just being thin and wanting to gain so much muscle mass, and I guess just over time being comfortable with like maybe eating a little more and letting yourself like bulk a little to be able to gain more. So I think at that stage in the beginning, just I think it was more difficult with the cheerleader than with that kind of that sphere than um, with actual lifting. I think in gyms, a lot of women tend to be like intimidated by the gym, but I think you'll find like a lot of people are there to help if you ask them a question. They're excited to show you something so it's really not as intimidating as can be like walking in. It's like just get through the door and people are going to help you out and they look forward to helping you out really.
Yeah, that pretty much was like how I'm doing it now with fitness. I was that one person that really was so hooked on the gym. I mean, like the one fitness machine that I probably fell in love with was the elliptical because I mean I was like going like fast pace, like yeah, 88 miles per hour. I felt that was
Woo!
like that felt like a DeLorean. And people were just like
Yeah.
staring and seeing like I was like going on for a long time. And then people just asking stares, like you go in there for like an hour. And I was like, I pretty much my record is 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's
No kidding.
oh yeah.
Wow. Wow. Do you have like your or headphones on? Like, yeah, you got to have like something to distract you, right?
Yeah, you gotta have that sort of music that kind of boosts your energy.
Something, yeah. Keep your mind off of it, stay in your zone. That's awesome. I did 40 minutes on the Stairmaster like a couple weeks ago, and that was the highest I'd ever done. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, amazing.
2 hours is awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you.
All right. So of course you're starting out with fitness. Was there a exact like list of goals that you were going for?
So I always just really wanted to do. One of my best friends growing up was like in pageants and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, it'd be so cool to do a pageant or blah blah." Blah. And I've had friends that have done competitive fitness competitions, that kind of thing, and I always want to do it. Always on my bucket list. And finally, I saw one coming, Mr. and Miss Buffalo, coming to town, and I had 6 weeks to prep, and a lot of people prep a lot sooner, so I had to really crash and focus and hit that. And my goal was really to just do it for the life experience. And I was just thinking I would do one to cross it off the bucket list and give it my all. And after doing it, there were so many things in my head were like, oh, okay, it's gotta be weird being in a bikini, especially I think coming from faith. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in a bikini and throw that on the internet and get a bunch of like, creepers, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
when I was there was like men were not looking around. We shared the same dressing room and I was kind of looking around trying to fill it out. And like the guys, that was the last thing on their mind was looking at girls in bikinis. They were just like focused on what they were doing and what they had to do. And they're so depleted from carbs and that kind of thing. They're not looking around so I think a lot of things I had in my head that why I wasn't doing it really in reality was not the case. So I found it to be so fun, so cool to hit a goal and do something new and to push yourself. And so the goal was just to do it. And now the goal is to keep doing it. And, I'm not competitive with others, just with myself. So I want to just kind of push my body to limits and do it in a healthy way. and just kind of keep competing and give myself enough gap to grow. And I definitely want to hit like every decade of my life to do a show, say like 50, 60, 70, and just see what I can, manage and get my body, into that kind of shape like every decade at least. So I think it'd be so cool to jump on there at 70 and, hit a flex and see what that looks like. Just to that life experience.
Yeah, so that probably be your ultimate goal, getting like to like to doing like about competition till you're 70.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the goal, is to still like keep working out, stay consistent, and then like every 10 years to really kick it up and, get myself in that kind of shape.
Yeah, I mean that'd be something to look at because like nowadays I see people are women that are in their 70s actually competing. They
Yeah.
look amazing. So
Yeah.
really, I mean,
I think that's great. And to just, sometimes when you're lifting heavy or doing things that compromise like your shoulders, your hips, and that kind of thing, like you want to stay strong and make sure you're doing exercises that are not going to compromise your joints and things like that. So I keep that in mind. I just turned 38. So I think long term, you just want to be healthy and keep your joints and your body healthy and be able to do, the marathon of life as opposed to, just crashing or just trying to really look good, but to actually be healthy and for longevity.
yeah, yeah, most people would think about injuries. Of course, with me, with my knee injury, I mean,
Hmm.
I don't want to worry about being too old or just or I have the
Yeah.
mindset of being old, but I'm just trying to get back to my normal self, how I was
Yeah, and
before my
strengthen those
injury.
muscles around it. That's why like movement is therapy, like to strengthen those muscles, keep your body strong and prevent injury and things like that. Because yeah, the knees, the joints, all those things like can get really fussy and angry over time. And I think we're all trying to manage some sort of ailment and work around it.
Yeah.
So that could be a whole dilemma. So how was your knee doing now?
Oh, I'm pretty much getting my agility back. It's just a matter of like
Yeah.
actually running. I mean, I did like a run
Yeah.
like last week, and
Hmm.
it wasn't that bad of a run. I mean, it wasn't the run I normally do. Like, say if I was running around the park, usually it take me 15 minutes to get from where my starting point to back to like back to where I started. So
Yeah.
like, and now it's kind of like taking me a little longer because yeah, I got that little limp as I'm running.
How's your martial arts and stuff? You still doing that?
Oh, I'm still normal. Like I'm able
Yeah.
to do katas, able to do kicks. I mean, a little
Yeah.
stiff on the stances, but I mean,
Yeah. You just gotta nurse it, right?
yeah, I,
Yeah.
I don't have to do much of like physical testing. I mean, the only thing I got to worry about is like my master rank induction ceremony.
Mhm.
Of course, I only
Cool.
got yeah. That's where I get the black jacket.
Yeah, very cool. Isn't it fun to just have some kind of like something to look forward to, whether it's in sports where you have like an end goal or something just to progress and push yourself to? It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. So, but yeah, I'm
Yeah, that's really cool.
taking it day by day. No, I'm just not thinking about like this. Like when I get my master rank, I'm thinking about between now and then to the when I get my master rank, just like
Hmm.
small things. I mean, I want to make sure everything's taken care of before I go to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Marathon.
Yeah. I can't think about that when I got bills. Yeah.
I know. It's that balance. Like, yeah.
Hey, what would you say? Who do you look up to when you're on your journey?
One of my good friends, Michelle Davis, she is a female bodybuilder and she's so strong and she's really transparent and just shares a lot of her heart during her journey. So I've always looked up to her and gone to her for fitness advice and stuff too. So she's a personal trainer and Michelle Davis Fitness online. She's great. Check her out. I love Erin Stern. She's been Miss Olympia, I think 3 times. I love her workouts and also she just puts a lot of heart and soul into what she does. Lauren Simpson, I love because she's like a Barbie chick, but she's also so strong and so tough, and she just has that girly side too. So I really enjoy following her, and she's just very like knowledgeable and puts out a lot of information constantly. So a lot of these girls are just like hard workers and so strong. Um, and there's a girl, Allison, what's her last name? Bach, online that I followed for years too. Also faith-based competitor, and really knowledgeable in like functional medicine, holistic, like healthcare and stuff too. So how to push your body, but also to take care of your body to be like tough and also to get that rest and tender and support your body. So I really love like the holistic functional medicine side of things too. And I think when you bring that into your fitness regimen with nutrition, then you can get that longevity and really feel your best. So a lot of these people put out a lot of really great content as far as that kind of stuff goes. So, and they're strong and they're also very feminine too. So I love that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to have like a list of people that you look up to. You know, they have the different persona that you actually like, and then you get take a piece of
Yeah.
that and put that in your own persona.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people have paved the way, you know?
And I know probably like after competing, they like to like, do like crazy promos. Like if you like get a camera, it's like you have all that energy. Say, "Oh, I am at my best. I mean, I won this competition, and yet I
Hmm.
am going for more." Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I think when you like digest a lot of that content too, it really helps to like motivate you and stuff too, as opposed to, things that are outside that realm or just kind of junk media. But when you're kind of keep your kind of base when you're scrolling and all that kind of stuff. It's just this motivating content. It really helps you like keep going. Maybe you don't want to get into the gym and you can go and, check someone's content and they're getting it and you're like, all right, I better get in there. So it does really help when you're feeling weak. You're like, okay, my girls are doing it. I got to get in there too.
yeah. It's like really when you have to like get a go to work like early in the morning, but you want to get your
Hmm.
workout, and it's like you don't have to go long distance. I mean, you have to get some sweat
Just a little
going.
bit. Sometimes just a bit. Do what you can, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not every day, but every day is going to be like a go hard day. You're still rest or just getting through the door. That's why I tell a lot of people that come to the fitness classes is like, you made it through the door. That's the hardest part. Now we get to have fun and give it what you got.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
yeah, and I think a lot of people going into the gym, they're like, oh, I got to go so hard. I got to go crazy. And you don't always have to do that. Sometimes you're going to feel it. You're going to be going through something and you bring in that extra. And some days you just kind of do what you can.
Hey, that's definitely a way to look at it. You know, just
Consistency.
yeah, I guess it's yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So, what subject or subject you think people need to know about fitness?
I think nutrition, a lot of times I see a lot of women that are constantly working out, but their nutrition is lacking. So if you can bring nutrition to the table and your fitness and your exercise, things like that, and just walking like the low impact, grab a couple friends and go for a walk, do like 45 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be insane cardio unless you're feeling it that day, but to just walk or to put good food into your body will make a huge difference in your workout, the way you feel on a daily basis, your digestion, your cognitive ability, and your energy overall. It kind of bums me out when I see women that are coming in all the time but not making progress. Like they can get through a heavy workout, but then they're going to duffs after all the time. So it's like that 80-20 rule, like try to get in some whole foods to you work so hard to burn these calories off and then you put them, it's so easy to put them right back in. So I think nutrition is so important to really dial that in, and that's something I really experienced on the competition journey, is to really dial in, get those proteins in and try to focus on whole foods. And when you're counting your macros, it seems like a tedious thing, but it really helps to just I use, what is it called? Ooh, um oh, I forget what it's called now. But if you just download, there's so many different versions of like counting your macros and calories. And once you start to put some of that stuff in, if you even just do it for a few days or do the trial, you can see, like what is working for you and what are the foods working against you. And when you actually see the numbers, that can help you, decide what you're putting into your body, because they're working so hard. Sometimes they just work so hard and then they go and just eat junk and it's just like can mess up everything you just did. So if you really want to see the results, focus on, what you put into your body. Try to get good water and enough water, stay hydrated, and, eating whole foods, proteins, and, you know, try to stay away from some of like the heavy carbs, especially in Buffalo. I think we tend to, reach for a lot of like the wings and pizza
Mhm.
and, fried stuff. And just you can order something on the menu that's going to taste great and it's going to work for you instead of against you. And you're not going to feel sluggish and tied down. So I think nutrition, a lot of times, especially in this area, can be lacking. But those women work so hard. And I'm just like, if you would just clean up the diet a little bit, 80-20, like you would see a lot more results and you would feel a lot better. So easier said than done with some of these days, but yeah, I think the food pushing can be really tough. You get the holidays and all that, but yeah, I think what we put into our bodies is so important, especially when you're, bring exercise into that package. You're gonna see a lot better results.
And it's always should be a good balance with nutrition. For me, like the first thing I do when I go to the store or like Walmart or Tops, or I go straight to the produce. I mean, that's like the first
Yeah.
place I go. I mean, I want to at
Yeah.
least get the vegetables and fruits that I really need. And no,
Yes.
and no, most of the fruits that I can't eat like whole, I probably put
Hmm.
that like as a smoothie, but I don't get crazy with it,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
definitely that's the best way I can get my
And they can be so
nutrient.
much more filling. Like if you get a big bowl of greens, like that's going to fill you up, and then you can, add in some extra or leave room for like your little, cheat stuff. But you can fill up on more of the veggies and greens and that kind of stuff. So, you know, fill up your stomach with that, and then you can just do a little bit of like, the stuff that the cheat stuff.
Yeah.
So it's such a good tool. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually call the cheat stuff the guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm gonna ask like one of my questions, like when we get to our hidden gym segment. So yeah. So keep that in your
Mhm.
pocket.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what motivational or inspirational quote best describes your journey?
um, I like I said, I'm very faith based. So in my journey, I think just focusing on like God gave you a temple and a body, and this is the only one you get to live in. So don't wait till it's too late or you get like a disease or autoimmune and that kind of thing is really rapid, and especially females. So don't wait to take care of your body. So for me, 1 Corinthians 6:19 just talks about that our body is a gift and a temple, and to respect it because you have to live in it. So you're inside here, so take care of it. It's the only body you get, and they can be very fragile. Like the human experience inside your body is, this body is somewhat fragile, even though we can push it to pretty extreme limits. It's just take care of it. So bringing like scripture and faith into my daily life really like motivates me and keeps me, away from, let's say, like drinking and partying and that kind of stuff that maybe in my past when I came to the faith, I was like, I want to take care of myself and, you know, really like have my relationships be like a sacred thing and focus on things that are like healing and good and caring and positive. And then a lot of the other stuff just falls off the plate and you don't enjoy it anymore. The stuff that can just deplete you or take away from your goals and your lifestyle. You know.
Yeah, and pretty much I know how people would be like if they look at you, they easily judge you saying that you're
Yeah,
not that. Yeah, but really
I think I'm
that's
like a party girl, but I like never party.
yeah, no, that's not me neither. I
Yeah,
mean, I'd rather be home
yeah,
safe. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to be messing around them booze. I mean,
Right.
I think it's like a sip of a shot can give me gas. Ah,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
It can set you back, man. Yeah, it's like the
Oh,
simple things in life are just so precious when you start like putting those things aside and focusing on, the better things that are give you a quality life. Like the little things matter.
yeah. Especially when you're working with kids too. I mean, you want to still have that
Yeah,
same.
you want to have a pure heart.
Yeah,
Coming there hungover and that kind of stuff. Like you're not going to have the same engagement with them and have that same effect. And what you can do for those kids and stuff too. It means so much. Like I remember being younger, you look up to your coaches, and so those relationships really matter. And to keep those in the best place, you want to be like pure of heart and on a solid road.
yeah. I mean, I don't have kids of my own, but I have my two nieces. I really think about. I mean, especially
Yeah,
my oldest niece is going to be 16 this year,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
mean, having a teenage niece, or and also my other niece being 10, it's going to be 10 this year,
Mhm.
so I have to worry about them. I mean, thinking about
Yeah, your influence can be so
yeah,
big in their lives. Yeah, that's great.
yeah. It's like my oldest niece, like almost the size of Detroit, Michigan, and she's about as tall as me.
Oh,
Yeah,
right on. I'm from Detroit originally. That's great.
yeah.
Right on. Detroit.
Yeah. All right, so
She's about as tall as you. You're pretty tall.
yeah, I know, but she's probably like up to my neck, right? Almost, yeah.
Wow.
And she's
She's
so
growing.
athletic. Yeah, so
Yeah.
athletic too.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our hidden gym segment of the our podcast. So this is a list of questions that I'm gonna ask Jessica. So she's gonna answer it to the best of her ability. So are you ready for this?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's get ready.
We ready?
All right. First question. Best advice you ever gotten and who said it?
Hmm. Best advice, probably Proverbs. The Bible is full of really good advice. It's my favorite scriptures in the Bible, favorite book. Just really solid, raw. Basically, if you establish good relationships and you lean towards the Lord, you're gonna have more wisdom. 'Cause wisdom comes from God. If we follow the world and follow man, our hearts are inherently sinful. So leaning into God's word is probably the best advice, God's advice. And I think what I'm learning as I get older is to just really focus. I'm a caregiver too, so I caregive for a quadriplegic, and then another guy's learned how to walk again, and I'm so proud of him. But the quadriplegic, he has been dealing with quadriplegia for like 30 years, and he's married, and he works for UB, and he's still really productive and works full time. And I've learned from him that you really just have to celebrate the little victories and not just let life just kind of flow, and to not get like overly excited or dramatic about things, but to just, he has to lay back all the time for his blood pressure. So he's just constantly like taking little breaks in life, and you just look out the window, watch the trees, like the little simple things, like to just not take that for granted, and to like be letting go throughout the day. Like, am I hustling, bustling too much? Am I like going here or there too much? Like, let go, reset, and come back to things without letting life just get too much of a fuss, or overwhelmed and that kind of stuff. He's just very take it as it comes, and it's okay. You know.
Uh, that's yeah, definitely that's what somebody that well,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of things good advice, and also usually
Yeah.
the good advice I usually give on people, and I probably you're probably familiar with this script. I'm probably gonna say it differently.
Uh,
It's better to humble yourself and be
yes.
exalted later than exalt
Yeah.
yourself and be humbled later.
Yeah, because God will humble you, and life will humble you if you're too like high on your horse or in your soapbox. You
Yeah.
get humbled so quick, you know. Yeah, like my character client becoming a quadriplegic and stuff. He's like, that's really the best thing that ever happened to me as well, to hear him say that. But to be humbled and to, yeah, look at life from a different perspective. Like things can be taken away from you in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
So if you don't appreciate them while they're here, they can all be taken away in an instant. Like we really are so blessed. And yeah, staying humble is so important, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's
The
why
daily.
I'm not thinking about my master rig like right
Mhm.
away. I mean, I got my students to think about before I actually
Yeah,
get that
yeah,
message. Yeah.
yeah. Putting others first.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And sharing like what you learn and stuff. You have a podcast. It's so cool to just share, and you're not like, hoarding information for yourself.
Yeah, best idea I ever
Yeah. You got
came
that
for it.
spirit. Mm-hmm.
Hey,
You gotta share it.
all right. Next question. Usually people don't get this one. The worst advice you ever gotten.
Worst advice. I think hustle culture in general, just like sleep when you're dead kind of thing, where I mean there's times to push, right? And there's times to go hard, but like if you're constantly living in that fight or flight, I think I lived in that like all of my 20s. I lived in Vegas, and I was in show business, and
Hmm.
I had this like,
Vegas.
people in my life that are, yeah, this like grind, this constant grind, and this hustle culture is like you gotta go, 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 go. And you will burn out. Like over time, it's not sustainable. So I think it's just about, progressing in that progressive overload, but not to just be in that constant fight or flight and that grind where you're like so focused on something where, your relationships don't matter. You put aside all the things that really are like the quality, enriching things in life for, whatever you're focused on, like fame or the money or whatever. So it's that grind culture that no matter what, you're going to like dog eat dog, tear into whatever goal. And I think it's just that hustle culture can be really toxic, you know?
Yeah.
So appreciate things, take a minute, spend time with your family, or, to just be constantly on your grind. Life will just pass you by, and you can't take it with you, you can't take those things with you. So,
Yeah, and I think that's like something with Ferris Bueller would say, like, if you don't take the time to explore a bit, you might miss it. So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. life happens while you're planning or whatever that quote is.
Yeah. I mean, just thinking about when you say Las Vegas, man, I'm yet to go in July, and that, yeah, and
Oh, right
I,
on. Yeah.
yeah, so then I might bring of course, I'm bringing my father. Definitely,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's like, and it's pretty much as good. He looked good in the '60s. I'd like to have him experience my moment when I actually get my master rank. So it's really good
Yeah.
to have my father and son experience. So
Is that where your competition is?
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Have so much fun.
Oh, I
It's
will.
a lot of fun. But yeah, to live there and to be like in the grind is a whole different experience. But it can be so much fun. Vegas. There's so much to do. So many like shows and cool things going on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the strip is getting smaller. I could take one step and be across the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Really just a
heat.
mile. You know? That
Yeah.
heat. Yeah, you're going in July. That's gonna be brutal.
Oh yeah, I'm used to the heat. That's my
Yeah.
that's my energy. The cold is my kryptonite.
Oh wow. You're in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winters are long.
Uh, okay, how would you reward yourself? The guilty pleasure.
You know, I try to reward myself these days with like, resetting your dopamine, and just like I have a to-do list, and when I cross something off, like keeping the rewards like mental, like keeping them up here instead of like a physical reward, because I find that to be like a better experience when I can reward myself for the little things, like, oh, good job, you woke up today, or you accomplished that, cool, and I can check that off, like, oh, okay, I help someone out, like made them smile, like that is more the reward. I used to reward myself with a lot of like instant gratification stuff, so these days I kind of focus on like, the little celebrating the small victories. Um, as far as guilty pleasures go, I try to quit coffee every once in a while. My guilty pleasure is probably coffee. Um, but I eat pretty clean. I'm pretty regimented. And yeah, I'd have to say it's probably coffee. Yeah, I like coffee.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's green tea. So yeah.
Yeah, matcha. I like matcha. A little stevia on it. So good. I had two today.
Yeah, I say like pretty much my guilty pleasure is like going into like almost to my character. I go to Comic Cons, or of course
Yeah,
I'm a pro wrestler, so that's
yeah,
I go to my character. I like to entertain those kids. And
yeah.
that was the funny thing. Like I went to see the new Super Mario Brothers movie, like the
Uh-huh.
first night, like Friday. You got people dressed up in like Mario
Oh, fun.
outfits. I know there was cosplayers like doing that over there, and I was only wearing my hats. And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
these kids asked me to take a picture with them. I wasn't even in full
Oh,
cosplay.
that's fun because you have this character. That's the first thing I noticed about you when we're doing like our group fitness instructor like collaboratives when all the teachers come in. Is like you have such an energy and you like pep everyone up and you're just like, yeah, let's go. You give that feedback and stuff. That's so important. So imagine when you get into your character, you're full on, because I've seen little bits of it. It's like, oh yeah, he's so fun. You light
Yeah,
up a room, you really do, brother.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was like so glad to actually be back teaching after having this injury. I mean, 4 months away from actually not teaching, it's like almost going to drive me crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, because it's totally different when you're like working with other people and you got, them in the room and it's like it can be so fun. Afterwards you get this like adrenaline rush, You're like, wow, wow.
yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't give much the physical therapy much trouble because I was like really engaged in it. It's like I was getting I treated like I was doing a workout. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good to go through that physical therapy too. I hope you got like enough of it. Sometimes they only give you so much. Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I graduated from there, so I'm on my
Yeah.
own now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad that they didn't have like the bell that they had for like physical therapy. Like before they moved, they had like a bell that they say if you graduated, you ring the bell. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
You're like, that's what I did it for.
Yeah. I
So I mean
know.
those rewards, those like little rewards, those victories. Like, I want my bell, man.
uh, that's okay. I know they usually have it like over like cancer centers. Like if you beat
Yeah.
cancer, yeah, you bring,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. So I beat
What a
physical
moment.
therapy. Ding ding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What famous celebrity would you like to work out with?
I saw that question on there and I was like, oh, I don't know. Hmm. It's like I could think of so many people that are like that have passed, that I wanted to work out with. I mean, I'd love to work out with Jesus. He'd probably be a ton of fun to work out with. And
Mm,
I've always been a big Michael Jackson fan, but he's gone past too. So
yeah.
I've never seen any videos of him lifting weights, but he sure did work hard. It'd be kind of fun to show him around the gym. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know like what celebrity. I mean, I think a lot of people would want to work out with like some of the, Dwayne Johnson or like some of
Mhm.
those certain people and then like go out to eat after and like, oh, that'd be rough. I would kind of like to do with like day, I guess, with Dwayne Johnson just to have, that experience. But um, yeah, I really couldn't think of anybody off the top of my head that was still alive that I'd want to work out with. I don't know. TJ?
But honestly, that'd be a good idea if Michael Jackson did get a workout. I mean, we probably doing workout to Smooth Criminal or Billie Jean, or
Yeah, he's
yeah,
probably a lot stronger than we thought he was.
yeah,
Yeah, I never seen like any video clips of him actually working out, just
yeah,
working hard, you know?
yeah. But I still love his
Could you
movie.
imagine him like deadlifting? Great.
Yeah, I guess he had to have one of them stars pass, and then he turns to a robot, and then of course it starts with him. Yeah, I still love that movie. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. That was like,
Yeah, throwing it back.
yeah. I mean that first part when he turned to a robot used to scare me, and when I think about it now, it's like the most awesome thing in the world. Just
I watched Purple Rain the other day. I was like, wow, Prince is
oh
so dramatic. It's
yeah,
so funny. It's just so dramatic.
yeah, yeah. And I know it's on HBO Max. I mean, I might watch it
Yeah,
tonight.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder if Manic is still on that HBO Max. I love that movie too.
hmm
Yeah.
You're a movie guy. I like movies too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
hmm
I've been surrounded by TV, so yeah,
I love movies.
yeah. Uh, what would you say your secret talent would be?
I like doing handstands.
Hmm, yep.
I do a lot of handstands. Sometimes if I'm feeling like tired or lethargic, I'll just like knock out a few handstands and I don't really care where I'm at or what's going on. I'll try to hide somewhere. And it's funny when someone comes around the corner, like, what is she doing? I'm just like, oh, I'm just, knocking out some handstands. But yeah, I like to like do handstands, hold them for a while.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that I seen do handstands when I was at gym. One person I can think of, she now owns like certain not like not restaurants, but like food prep. You heard of
Oh, cool.
you heard of
Yeah.
95 Nutritions?
Yes.
Yeah,
She's a handstander.
yeah. Like really, when
That's
I first met,
great. Yeah. Next time I go in there, I'm gonna have to knock out some handstands. See if
yeah,
anybody will join me.
yeah.
That's great.
I don't know if she
That's a
still
great
does.
food job, somebody.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Good to know. That's so funny.
Hey, all right. If you were in a movie, what kind of movie would you be it?
Um, I really like kind of like the like mystical sci-fi stuff or based on true stories, motivational type stuff. So maybe some kind of true story, maybe about I don't know, maybe it'd be a unicorn, a true story based on me being a unicorn.
Yeah, if that movie comes out, I might see it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I love
probably
movies.
I'll probably go for those Rocky movies. I mean, I'll probably be the next
Creed
club.
was really good. I loved that. The new
Yeah,
Creed. That
yeah,
was cool.
yeah,
Makes you want to go work out after. I like those kind of movies where you're just like, okay, now I need to hit the gym. I'm just going hard.
yeah. But I'd rather be like Mr. T in Rocky 3. That's like
Yeah, yeah. What a character. I love that guy.
yeah. Oh, I'd be surprised if I actually meet him for real.
Yeah, I heard he's always like on Venice Beach. If you ever go to Venice Beach, I think he's out there quite a bit. Like at that job out there.
Yeah, I'd probably say would be there with Hogan, but mostly Hogan's in Florida.
Yeah, he's such a character too. I love Hogan.
Yeah, yeah. It's good to actually met Hulk Hogan. That was like he was
Oh,
my child.
cool. Yeah, I bet he's really nice in person.
Yeah, I was thinking when he was like bigger, but with back surgery, he's pretty much average size toward me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that was like I just accomplished
Atrophy.
my lifehood dream. Like I actually meet Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. But Mr. T is next.
Yeah. Just check out Venice Beach and he's probably rollerblading out there right now.
Yeah, with gold chains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
All right. Here's the last question. 10 years from now.
Hmm.
So
10 years from now, I really want to foster. That's been a life goal, and it looks like that's like coming around the corner. So I'd love to foster. Um, yeah, loving on kids and giving them sort of like an experience in life, like we were talking about it. I think when you can encourage a child, um, that's so fulfilling, and it can mean so much in their life. So try to be that rock in a child's life. And so see myself in 10 years doing that, and then probably still hitting some competitions, and I want to still be teaching fitness and that kind of thing too. Started taking some clients online, so maybe grow that, and yeah, still working out, still grinding, and hopefully have a few foster kids taken care of, and
um,
yeah, having a lot of fun with them, getting them to work out.
yeah. So you got third place in the Buffalo fitness competition,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, my first one. Next one's coming up in about 15 weeks. So I'm just working on some gains, some growth there, and we'll hit another one, and then we'll see what's next. But
Yeah.
wanted to space out enough so I could like get that experience and then grow and kind of get that bulk season on.
Yeah. I mean, anybody ever like kind of say you remind them of Barbie a little bit, kind of.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, call me crazy. I think I'm gonna see that movie. I mean, I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
are you? I
it's
kind of want to see it too. I
yeah.
kind of want to see that too.
I
There's
feel
another one with Jake Gyllenhaal coming out. Oh, I think it actually just came out. I want to see that one. That one's based on true story. I think that one looks good too. But yeah,
yeah.
the Barbie movie. Thank you. I love Barbie. Like I
Yeah.
said, I like kind of fitness girls that still have that femininity, but like Barbie did it all. So I grew up with Barbie, and she did it all, and that kind of always inspired me. It's like, oh, you can really like whatever you want to do, you just can do it. You still can be this like girly girl, but you can, you know, do the things in life you want to do.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
a big fan of
yeah,
Barbie.
yeah, I feel like that movie is gonna
But yeah,
be
let's
like
go see. We go see that movie.
yeah, I feel like that movie is gonna be like ironic humor, pretty much. If
Yeah,
like I seen the trailer, it's like you got Robert Gosling or Ryan Gosling,
Ryan
of course,
Gosling and
and then
Margot. What's her name? Margot. Whatever.
Margaret Robbie. Yeah,
Robbie Margot. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I want to see that too.
yeah,
Oh, thanks. That's cool.
yeah. All right, Jessica. Before we cut out, do you have any last words to the listeners out there?
My Instagram is Faith Fitness United. Faith Fitness United. So I like to share a lot of like the journey and just some tips and tricks for working out, and keeping your diet clean and like health based stuff. If you're working through any autoimmune stuff, I like to share a lot of things about like supplements and different things that can help your body like be optimal and for longevity. So I'm really into that kind of stuff. So give me a follow on Faith Fitness United, and come in and see us at Crunch, Niagara Falls or Cheektowaga. Take a class, and wherever you are in the world, just don't be afraid to start your program and your regimen, whether it's like just looking up a YouTube video and going through some videos at home or getting into the gym, but just get in there and take care of yourself. And you're going to be glad you did. So just get through that door, or just, click that YouTube video and do it. Or, if you got kids running around, work out, throw your baby in the air, throw your baby, but, lift your baby, do squats with your baby. They love that kind of stuff. So work with what you got and just move, you'll be so glad you did. And try to eat a little better, man. So that's
Yeah,
my advice.
yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for joining me for this podcast. So, I'm,
Yeah. God bless you, TJ. I'm so awesome. So good
yeah,
luck.
so I'm gonna do my little closing for the podcast, and
Yeah.
okay, ladies and gentlemen, for those who just joined me for the first time, this make sure you tune into my previous episodes on the bicbpradio.com, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And I'll see you next time for another episode here at the Fit Fire Podcast. This is your host, TJ Williams, closing the gym.